Hey everyone, I hope you're well. Today we kind of just want to talk about the future of Apex Legends because I think Season 13 is going to be sort of the initial stepping stones towards the future, and I think a lot's going to be changing in Apex Legends going forward. I think that they always add features and updates over time. You know, the game changes slowly, but I'm seeing some signs that we're seeing a lot of changes in terms of almost everything. So we're playing Gibby today because Newcastle is of course coming, and I feel like he's going to be a great competitor to Gibby. So we're just going to kind of play live and share thoughts about everything. There's indeed a guy over there. Alright. We are playing normal Apex. Thought we were playing, Hi. What are you doing? I'm gonna run out of ammo soon. Never mind, not anymore. Alright. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. What the? What the? I want to talk about some things, so give me a minute. Did not expect it to be this hectic straight off the bat. Oh, there's two. Okay. Where's the Wraith? She's gone. She's still there. Let's hear that. Let's hear that. Yeah, obviously, Newcastle's gonna be sort of a counter to Gibby. Not counter, but a potential alternative. Gibby's been a big thing in the meta for a while, especially like, you know, super high level meta, right? And maybe Newcastle's abilities may try to change that by bridging the gap between a Gibby legend and a Lifeline legend. We'll have to wait and see how good Newcastle's abilities really are, in terms of like how useful they are in game. But if he's a hit and not a flop, then that's going to be really meta changing, which I think is going to be fun to see. And I think we also know that it seems unlikely that they... Oh my god, they're all up there, dude. What's going on, team? It seems unlikely. Dude, I should not do this live. Let's just focus on the fighting a minute, and then we'll talk later, alright? Whoa, you shut the door on me. How could you? Give me a sec. Recharging shields. I got some bad guys here. Got two behind here or what? What's going on? Nice. Is there more? Is that everything? Alright, finally. That's kind of nuts. I honestly don't even know what we've got right now. Let's do this first, and then we'll do the armor swap. Yeah, I'm thinking that, like, let's first talk about the meta changing, and what that means, and then just the overall content schedule of the game, and what that means. Obviously, having a legend like Newcastle is a really interesting thing. We've, you know, scan legends, recon legends, whatever, they can be meta-defining, but, taking like a defensive support legend like Gibby or Lifeline is something we haven't seen in a long time. So that's really exciting if done right. If done right. And the other thing is the overall sort of just general meta in the game is definitely veering towards skill rewarding you with loot as opposed to RNG, right? If you go to the right place, you can get what you need. You can get the items you need. You can get golden loot, you can go kill AI, you can get meds, you can go craft, you can get everything you need there. It's very much based on you put in your time, you do what you need to do, and you get the loot instead of having it an RNG system, which is obviously not great in a Battle Royale game. Some RNG... Sorry, obviously that is a Battle Royale game, but it's not great in a competitive game. Some RNG can be nice, but it, you know, I like these options, and adding more AI and more loot features like that, really exciting, honestly. Not gonna lie. Got another fight. What's going on? Oh, you're here. Okay. Need your shotgun ammo, okay? Let's go this team, and then I'll talk more about why, you know, we're going to see more support legends that, well, Newcastle, which could impact the value of not just Gibraltar, but Lifeline, right? And then we have these new features that... Oh, dear. So this is... Gonna get anyone pushing us? Guess not. They're gonna come around this way. They're holding the high ground. Yeah, give me something better than this. Give me something long range. Octane, no! We're not... Yeah, that'll do. 3x maybe? I already looted a golden helmet from that by accident. Never mind then. Anyways, if we go this way. What we're gonna need to do. I need to take these guys out. So I can actually... Oh, chill back. Focus on what I was talking about. Which is, right, Newcastle's coming. That means Lifeline is going to be potentially less valuable. But we're also getting new features which will allow you to fight for your loot, as opposed to trying to just get lucky with it, right? Those include the new Spectre loot areas, which are quite similar to Bloodhound's Prowler place in World's Edge. You fight for your loot. There's tiers based on perhaps how difficult the Spectres are to kill, which will reward you with different levels of loot. Similar to Bloodhound's Trials in World's Edge. It's a nice feature, but I'm assuming you're going to see them kind of spread throughout the map fairly frequently. And we also have the Smart Supply Bin, which we saw teased as well in the... Season 12 teasers leading up to Season 13. Oh, there's a purple light mag there. Which would mean that you're basically giving more power to loot the map as you wish. And you're taking away loot power from Lifeline, right? And you also have an ability on Newcastle which is dangerously similar to one of Lifeline's old abilities. Not the same, but overall, Newcastle's role is quite similar to what Lifeline's is, and I think that Newcastle may end up doing a better job. So we have Newcastle taking the support elements of Lifeline's kit. You then have more loot elements, such as the Smart Supply Bins, which will give you loot based on what you currently have and what you currently need, which is how Lifeline's Ultimate works, added to the game. So it's going to make... Whoa, hello. It's going to make Lifeline obsolete, right? I talked about it a little already. So Lifeline is probably due a rework. Like quite a considerable rework. Which is really interesting. But I think the approach, like... The approach they're taking to take loot-based abilities and put them into the game, giving you the freedom and power to loot items that you need or fight for items that you need is really great. I don't like RNG. I think that that's a relic of just OG Battle Royale games, or at least I think it should be. I think the more RNG a game is, the more frustrating it can be. If you can put in the time to get the loot that you need, that's great. If Lifeline can get a buff and we get more support legends, that's really exciting as well. And it kind of ties in really neatly with the fact that next season we're getting a new ranked split, a new ranked system They're calling it Ranked Reloaded, and it's going to have a more of a focus on Team KP. And you can demote. You can go down ranks, which means, you know, you're not going to just be able to get into a rank and not worry about falling down. You're going to have to play well with a team, potentially, to do better. And I think it could be really great for the health of Ranked, because right now, Ranked's in a bit of a mess, honestly. And the reason why they're changing it now is, honestly, the way I see it is the dev responsible for the old rank system has left, and there's now someone else in charge. A new team, fresh eyes, right? Which is just really exciting because, you know, a lot of people were sad to see OG devs go, but a lot of Apex devs have gone, and I think that opens up fresh directions, and that includes Ranked, right? In the past, past devs were really not fans of adding demotion to Ranked, but that's finally going to change, and it may be because of these fresh eyes getting a look on how Ranked works behind the scenes. You know, so that's really nice. That's like a complete rework of rework of what makes Apex so special. If we look at all of the big streamers that have come from other games, the thing that they play is almost always Ranked. Almost always. You know, it's like the most unique thing about Apex Legends. So seeing like it being fixed and improved in ways that they otherwise just wouldn't have done in the past is really nice to see. Obviously, we don't know how it's going to work yet. Obviously, but here's to hoping that it is good for the game. And here's to hoping it's a sign of things to come. It's not just going to be Ranked that evolves. It's going to be other things, such as the content in the game. And I think we already saw that slightly in Season 12. Don't like the way that he's just sitting there. Okay. Kill that. Or are they? Potentially pretty close. Yeah, what we saw in Season 12 is the first Prestige skin. Now, look, I'm not a fan of the Bloodhound skin, but it's a start for new content types. And if they can refine it and make it better overall, I think it could be cool. They got a lot of work to make it like a skin worth buying, like an heirloom tier item. Right now, it doesn't feel like an heirloom tier item at all. Another bamboozler. It's a little confusing. May have already rezzed. But like, even if you don't care about cosmetics, having potentially an heirloom skin and a prestige skin in the same season calls for 2 collection events, right? Which is really cool. Why not? That could mean more LTMs, more content. And I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Last year of Apex, we didn't really get too much content outside of arenas. Now we're finally starting to see that, right? And we're also, you know, finally getting BR LTMs again. Now, they'd stopped working on LTMs for BR because, honestly, it's obviously very clear why. If you go to the game right now and play Flashpoint, you'll find that most servers don't really fill up that fast. You know, people complain, there's no LTMs. And then when there's an LTM, they play it for a couple of days and they just go back to the normal game. This is the same reason why they stopped developing LTMs in the past. Because people just got bored and went straight back to the normal game. Now, I don't think that's necessarily like a sign that they should stop making LTMs. I think it's a sign that they should rethink the content types in Apex. And I think that they're already... Sorry, I'm going to say it again, but I think that they're already thinking along those lines. We saw that with Control. It's no longer just modified Battle Royale rules. They're thinking about playing the game in new ways and not being afraid to bring out a game mode that feels like its own thing without, you know, saying, hey, we got to commit to this, or we got to worry too much if, like, people will like it or not, you know? We could have team deathmatch modes, we could have variations of classic shooter game modes, anything. I'm just gonna flesh this guy out. I just realized this is the last squad. This is nuts. So overall, the summary really is, there's just fresh new eyes on Apex right now. New people, old people, the veterans that have definitely built some amazing games, have left to work on their own passion projects, and that's brought new passion and life into the game, in my opinion. And we're finally seeing that in the terms of new forms of content, and we won the game. And I think a new meta, you know? Going into Season 13, we're getting a new rank system, potentially more focused on team play, and that in itself isn't just about how the rank system works, but the legend meta and more frequent content, potentially, if they do bring out one prestige skin and one LM each season. So yeah, I thought I'd just share my opinions live. I know that was a bit of a mess of a game, but you know, I got attacked by more people than I thought. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all in the comments. Cheerio!